the real guy in the power seat is a guy that you don't see too much on camera, that you hardly hear about. Now you have the Pope and you have something called the Black Pope. The Black Pope is a guy in the Vatican with the real power, and he's above the Pope, the so-called Pope, and he's called the Black Pope. This is the current guy right here. It says here the position sometimes carries the nickname of Black Pope after his simple black priest vestments as contrasted to the white garb of the Pope. The current superior general is the Reverend Father Adolfo Nicholas. And as you can see, it says the current superior general because that's his real title. Okay. The short nickname title is a Black Pope, but he's really the superior general of the superior general. The superior general of what? Down here. The superior general of the Society of Jesus, which is a Jesuit order. The superior general of the Society of Jesus is the official title of the leader of the Society of Jesus, aka the Roman Catholic religious order, which is nothing but a Masonic order. Also known as the Jesuits, he is generally addressed as Father General. The position sometimes carries a nickname of the Black Pope. You see? So this is a man in the Roman Catholic Church that has the real power. There he is right there. Okay, on the right. And you don't see this guy on TV. You don't see him going around meeting the general public. Okay, because it's the so-called Pope, Francis, currently, he's nothing but a puppet. Now, as you can see here, you have something called the Empire of the City. What's the Empire of the City? The Empire of the City are 3 city-states that control the whole entire world. And these city-states, what they're responsible for is controlling, these are the different offices of the Rothschilds, or the top elite banking families. These 3 empire cities, they control all their affairs. The city of London controls the financial affairs. Washington, D.C. controls the military affairs, and the Vatican controls the religious affairs. These are known as the 3 city-states, and they all have obelisks. Okay, these 3 city-states are known as the Empire of the City. And these are the 3 city-states that, like I said, are used to control the affairs of the top elite banking families. And they're responsible for getting this new world order into place. Okay, and these are the different flags: the City of London, Vatican City, and the flag of District of Columbia, which you see has 3 stars, which represents each city-state. So this page here breaks down the city-states. You have the City of London that controls the finance, like I said. It receives taxes from their subjects, which are the citizens, aka slaves, in Canada and United States. And this is why they want to institute the RFID microchip, because the citizens here in America and the world, they're nothing but slaves to the elites. So what do you do with your slaves? You brand them. Then you have the Vatican City, which is from which they control religion. And it says the Pope wants to merge all religions into one, which is absolute nonsense. And it is, because this is not going to come to pass. And this is all part of the New World Order. And what they want to do is have everybody on the planet Earth come together to worship Satan. That's the one religion, is the religion of Satan. Worshipping Satan. And you read down, it says Washington, D.C., which controls the military. Death camps and stacks of black plastic coffins that can hold 6 to 10 bodies each are piled high in a long train-like fashion as far as the eye can see in the United States today. Reading down, these 3 are sovereign corporate entities that are not part of the countries they are located in. So these different city-states, including the Vatican, they are sovereign entities sovereign countries which have their own laws, they have their own prisons, they have their own military. Okay? And let me move on. Now, we have here the definition of the word Catholic, because the Vatican City is a headquarters of the Roman Catholic Church. And as we read, the mission of the Vatican, the mission of the elites and of this Roman Catholic Church is to bring everybody as one. Okay? And they're using the Pope as the high priest to perform this task. Now, the word Catholic is from the mid-14th century, as I'm reading here, of the doctrines of the ancient church, which literally means universally accepted, or some people just say it means universal. As we see down here, from the French Catholique, from Church Latin Catholicus, which means universal. Okay? Because this is why under the Roman Catholic Church, the so-called Pope wants to unify everybody, unify all religions, all so-called races, all nationalities. It doesn't matter what you believe in or worship in, because anything that you're into on this planet Earth is all you're worshiping Satan anyway, unless you're worshiping the truth of the scriptures, which everything we have been through so far during this lesson has nothing to do with the scriptures. So unless you're in the truth, anything else out there is under the umbrella of Satan. And the so-called Pope is that high priest, okay, whom they're using, the elites are using to complete this task. He's charged with this task. Now, this is the book of Revelations, chapter 16, starting at 12. It says, "And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way the kings of the east might be prepared. And I saw three unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet," which verse 13 is talking about the Roman Catholic Church. That's the mouth of the false prophet. And the unclean spirits like frogs that came out of the mouth are the blasphemies that the Roman Catholic Church teaches. Verse 14, "For they are spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of that great day of the Most High Almighty, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai." And this video I'm going to play right now is going to show you this takes place in 1986 under the direction of then the Pope was John Paul II, and he brought all the religious leaders of the world together and had them pray for peace under the leadership of the Pope to Satan. And he allowed them, all the religions, to bring their idols, to bring their prayers to this basilica. I believe this is St. Peter's Basilica. And they all prayed to Satan together. So you can understand what the scriptures are talking about, referring to the false prophet. And verse 14, it says, "They are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world." So here we're going to see the scripture brought to light. I'm going to hit play.
John Paul II has gathered leaders of the world's major religions a number of times and embraced them all as worshippers of the true God, including Hindus, Buddhists, Muslims, animists, Shintos, shamans, witches, and others. He told Hindu audiences in India that he had not come to teach them anything, but to learn from their rich spiritual heritage, to which the entire world ought to give heed. Everyone is embraced by Rome, except evangelical Christians, whom the Pope calls sects, and warns Catholics against their errors, as he did in Mexico City in May 1990, and elsewhere since that time. One need only read the quote
Those peons
ecumenical
under the spell.
documents coming out of the Vatican from the Pope and cardinals, such as
Witches.
Cardinal Cassidy, President of the Pontifical Council for Promoting Christian Unity, and Cardinal Arinze, President of the Pontifical Council for Interreligious Dialogue, to realize that by ecumenism, Rome means all religions uniting under the Pope.
Okay, brothers. That's it. Now you can see why the scriptures say, "Come out of her, my people," because anything outside of the truth, as I said, is under the guise of Satan. So with that, I'm gonna say Shalom, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Barakathum, Shalom.